So today we're finally gonna find out if we're able to buy this house for about $10,000 out of pocket. We're here at closing. This is probably one of the most difficult transactions we've had to do. I've had to do. I don't know, he's a realtor. I'm sure he's dealt with some difficult ones, but we've been on a contract for probably how many days?
70 days.
70 days.
However, sometimes the best deals are the trickiest, because when you're getting a property at such a good deal like this, typically the seller owes more on it than you're even buying it from. So that was the case, and the seller had to work with different creditors to remove the liens off this property one by one to get us to this beautiful point to close this fucking great deal out.
We gotta sign some papers. Something still could come up. He might jump out that window if it doesn't close. So
stay tuned.
Let's go inside and see if we can close this thing, knock it out.
Let's do it.
Okay, so we were able to buy the house. We got it done.
Thank
signed
God,
it.
finally.
Luckily, those windows don't open. He was not able to jump out, so he is going to live another day until the next deal.
Until the next one. Round two.
Today, we're going to take you guys on a deeper look at this house and look at all the problems that we have with this house. There's quite a few, but they're all manageable. There's stuff that we looked at earlier. We're going to go around and look at some of the issues that need to be addressed on this property.
So the framer just left. First thing we got to do is get the house leveled, and then I know we kind of briefly talked about the walls being a little out of whack. So we'll probably have to open up this whole front wall, which is not that big of a deal when you're talking about a $10,000 house, guys. So all these little things are scary to other investors and stuff like that, but once you get into it, it's all part of it.
It's baked into the cake, baby. If you know what you got before you buy it, you're not scared once you get here.
All right, guys, so here's our problem child. This wall is about 3 inches in, as we were saying. You can kind of see it maybe if we get a good angle there. From here to the top side, it's about 3 inches. And then I can take y'all inside and show you just exactly what was going on there. Might have been a little combination of the house was at a level and then the framers just attacked right on top of it. So let's go check out what we got. At first glance, it just looks like the wall is out of level. But a closer look down here, you can see for whatever reason, and it might have just been they just framed to what they were dealing with, but they got 2x6s on the bottom all the way going up to a 2x4 wall. So right out of the gate, we're dealing with a couple inch difference. With the leveling being addressed and then the framing, this is all just gonna have to come out most likely. Reset the window, reset the siding, and then rock and roll from there. But you can kind of see the whole house has a little bit of a lean to it. So my best guess is whoever was doing this project prior to us might have just got a little ahead of themselves and just rock and rolled with how it was. You always gotta start with the firm foundation and build off that. Your structure is only as good as what you're starting with. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna square it up, get it right, and then invest all our money into this property and flip it around. During our walkthrough with our electrician, we thought this was dead, but this is in fact 110% live voltage, just dangling. So we'll have to get the provider out here, get them to at least terminate this so it's not a liability, because anybody could just walk up, stick their hand in there, and now we're looking at a lawsuit. So as you can see out here, guys, they did put a roof out here, but there ain't nothing up here. As you can see, you can just take parts of the roof right off. So no shingles, no moisture barrier. So we'll have to redo at least this section. And then when we open up the rest of the house, we can just repair what's needed, go over with a brand new roof. Like I said, we'll redeck this and this will all be nice and pretty under here. But yeah, foundation, roof, framing, and then we'll rock and roll on the inside. Our electrician just left. As you can see, everything is pretty much roughed in. So he traced all the circuits, did a material takeoff. Wasn't as bad as he thought. You know, with him taking it over, he needs to double check everything because now his name's gonna be on it. So he needs to double check everything. And after review, wasn't as bad as we kind of envisioned, and the rest of the work kind of looks. Couple things were underpowered or underwired, so he'll have to rerun a couple circuits. Which is no big deal because we're going to be redoing the layout over there in the master.
So when we first walked through this property, there was not a lock on the door. So these doors were all open. We did see all this electric was ran. That's one thing we were happy to see when we got here, that the walls were open and it really just needed to be finished out. Luckily, during that long closing process, no one got in here, no one stripped it, there was no copper thieves. First thing we did after we officially owned the property was get over here, switch out those locks, secure it. It's finally getting cold out here in Texas. As you can see, we got our jackets on. And last thing we want to do is end up like some of those other houses we've looked at on the channel before, where they come in here and tear it all up. So we want to make sure that when it gets cold, homeless like to find abandoned houses. They ain't getting in here, so we're not letting them in here. we're gonna turn this thing around. Like we said, Blake said in 45 days, that's the plan, that's the goal, so.
This whole corner is kind of caving in, and at first glance, again, I thought maybe they just ran with what they had, but then I didn't notice it until my framers were here and we were doing our little walkthrough, but this wall is a mirrored image of that. It's racked a little this way. So tomorrow we're gonna get some come-alongs, take out these ceiling bracings up here, rafter bracing, and we'll try to rack the whole house back to what it was or supposed to be, and then reattach all the bracing. That should tie it into where we are, or where we need to be, and then, like I said, build off that firm foundation. So it's all about getting everything as square as we can. If I had a best guess, not trying to bad talk anybody, but they were just rock and rolling and rushing through it. So you'll have this. You can kind of see here there's a combination of 2x4, 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 and then you got a 2x6. It's just not ideal, not correct. So I'll have to address all those things, get everything nice and plumb and square as we can, and then finish out this beautiful home. Somebody will buy it, call it home, and we'll do a little cleanup, and that'll clean up a lot of the aesthetic look of this lot. Once we get it all nice and leveled, get some nice grass in here, it'll totally change the look back here.
It's another big lot. You know, we have a good luck of finding houses with some, you know, good size lots, and if the family decides to move in here when we flip it around, it'll be perfect for them to have a playground back here, whatever the case may be.
We've talked to the neighbors. All the neighbors are nice, and they've been keeping a good eye on the property, and that's probably why we've had good luck with keeping people out of the house. Good neighbors take you a long way in certain areas. So
we have a little issue with the fence here. It looks like it came down. We've been having some windstorms and things out here. So, you know, once we do our finish out, I like the little framing for the fence we have out front. It looks nice. You know, from the front, this house has a lot of curb appeal, and that's what it really brought us to it again at such a cheap price, getting it for about $10,000 out of pocket. You know, for a house that looks very modern, they put the big windows in. So cleaning up, this all comes part of cleaning up the lot. We'll take this fence, we'll get it out of here. We'll look at maybe putting another privacy fence up, or just rocking and rolling with the chain link fence. That's all the discussions that we'll have to have. We'll have to see how much budget overroom we have, and we'll go on from there. All right, so those are some of the major things that need to be addressed on this house. Like we said, we're able to actually get this house for just around $10,000 out of pocket using our bank. We just got an email from our bank. They were ready to fund the construction loan, so we're gonna have guys out here tomorrow. We just closed yesterday.
got to stick to that 45 days.
So that's the goal for this. If we got 45 days, we want 45 likes on this video. We just hit 100 subscribers, so we're happy for that. Stay tuned. This is going to become a series. We're going to be bringing you step by step throughout this whole process of renovating this house. Like I said, it's a nice, cheap house we got.
If y'all think of anything y'all want to see more of, comment.
We're going to have some more deals coming down the pipe too, so make sure to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Stay tuned.